That's not true.
At that time, Puff was the biggest guy in the world. You know, you couldn't even get in this party. So the way I would get in this party is I show up with camera. Puff, yo, you gotta let me film this. The whole thing, we need to document.
All right, y'all, listen to this. Comedian Jamie Foxx went up against the powers that be, and they snatched his soul for it.
Yes. When they said I was a clone, that's it. These motherfuckers tried to clone me.
Jamie Foxx got his start grinding it out, opening for comedy clubs back in 1989. Hold up, he even changed his name just to get noticed by Hollywood.
You were Eric Marlon Bishop.
Word up.
Where does Jamie Foxx come from?
Listen, man, you know, like in doing stand-up, like when I got to L.A., it was an open mic night. So I put my name down, Eric Bishop. I go up, have a great set, standing ovation, right? I went back for the next few weeks. They wouldn't let me back up. And I noticed that it'll be 100 dudes that would show up, right? But only a few girls. So I wrote on the list, because you have to write on the list, I wrote unisex names: Tracy Brown, Stacey Green, Jamie Foxx. Right? So the dude is like, yeah, Stacey Green, Jamie Foxx, is she here? I'm like, hey.
In 1991, Jamie Foxx finally caught his first real break. Keenan Ivory Wayans brought him in as a cast member on In Living Color. That's where the world met him as Wanda Wayne. The very next year, Jamie officially stepped into Hollywood. He landed a role in Toys alongside Robin Williams. Fix it, man. It was getting hot, man. Fix it. By the year 2000, Jamie had already starred in over 5 movie roles and secured his own television show. By 2003, that still wasn't enough for him. He linked up with Kanye West and started pumping out hit records. By 2005, Jamie Foxx was a top-tier Hollywood name and one of the go-to R&B artists for hooks. But while navigating the music industry, Jamie started saying things that made people uncomfortable. This was during his radio show called The Foxx Hole. He spoke on rappers hiding in closets from West Coast artists and exposed how celebrities really influence the masses.
T.I. on the records, one thing, all of a sudden his best friend is dead. Right. Plies. I didn't know anything about Plies. I only heard the good records. I'm on the set with Plies to do this video, and when I heard Plies talk to me, it blew my mind, because when I got on the phone, I was trying to get where he was. Yo, what's up? What we doing with this video, cuz? And he was like, first of all, I want to make sure that we have the particulars. I'm not kidding. Right. And then we get on the video, we're shooting the video, and he came, you know, with the entertainment garb. I understand it. But you know what happened? 30 real came on the set. Yeah. It was 30 T-shirts. White 30 slew-footed. And I look up, and since I've been in LA for 23 years, I said, okay, I know what I got to do. I got to go over there and meet it head on. I can't let it get out of control. And I'm not trying to be no hero, but I'm like, let me at least talk to whoever this is, because I heard him. And then, you know what? All of the security, nowhere to be found, including mine. Nowhere to be found. You know who was there? It was me, Breon, and my sister. Right. All right, 30 niggas. I'm like, what the fuck? And the dude was like, yo, he's faking our lives, Fox. I said, who are you talking about? This punk from Suge and the I said, hey, we just shooting a video, because I didn't hear the music that Plies. I only heard the good records. Right. I said, no, dog, you got it wrong, man. We just doing a video, man. And then after we calmed the situation, I shook 30 hands. I said, what's up? All right, man. Cool, good. All right, nigga. All right, cool. Paul, he was nowhere. We go in the back. He said, Fox, I think you should stay back here. I said, nigga, I'm not finna stay back here in this dressing room. Fox, I know this. I'm finna stay out. I'm not staying back here. So I get out there. We can't find Plies. And I understand why. Right. You know why? Because he was afraid for his life. Because you never know. He could have died. He ran to the bathroom. And and then when I talked to him, he said, I didn't want this for you. I said, it's not me. Yeah. I said, it's you. I said, we can still do the video. I said, I guarantee you, it's not them kind of dudes. It would have been but you know what? My girl Tasha said, you never heard Plies music? I said, no, I put it on. I've never really, I said, you gotta be kidding me. He was talking about killing and goon this and kill that. I was like, are you kidding? That's what these dudes is listening to. Mm-hmm. And they want to find out, is the dude really real? Mm-hmm. Because we're gonna kill him. We raise the kids. Right. Everything that we do, and listen, at my concert, there was kids that were 10, 11, 12, 13, all the way up to 85. And there was certain, we didn't change our show, but there were certain things that we put in there for them so they could say, okay, we had this, we understood that.
Right.
But it's us. It's like what we allow. It's all on us. It doesn't have anything to do with the parents because the parents they don't have the control over what's coming on the radio.
Right.
They don't have any control of us sitting in a studio and saying, yeah, that's great. And the crazy part about it is these guys are some of the most incredible lyricists I've ever heard. All they have to do is just bring it to something else. When they started talking about, that's why like now, I love how it's changing, how now it's more about the ladies and more about the party and what. Even when Puff and them started, it was more about champagne and lifestyle.
Right.
It was no more killing and all that kind of stuff. And so hopefully we will evolve into something better. But I'm telling you, in the South, man, I tell my sister, I said, D, we gotta stop. I said, you gotta have something. And she said, I can't help it. I love it. It's the hood. I said, yeah, it's the hood. I said, but the hood ain't supposed to be seen like that. It's not.
Right.
It's not supposed to be seen.
Right.
We're not supposed to be showing that side of us.
Right.
Because that side of us is going to ignite things. And now what it does, it makes me afraid.
After exposing how rigged the music industry really was, things shifted for Jamie Foxx. He dropped 2 more albums after that, but listen, there was barely any promotion behind him. He kept working, stayed active in television and movies, but it didn't fully click until the world hit pause for everyone. That's when Jamie Foxx decided to air out a dirty secret and went on record talking about what he personally witnessed at one of P. Diddy's parties.
That's not true.
At that time, Puff was the biggest guy in the world. You couldn't even get in this party. So the way I would get in this party is I show up with camera. Puff, yo, you gotta let me film this. The whole thing, we need to document this, Playboy. Puff is there, and it's all about him. And I'll never forget, he got mad at me.
So Jamie Foxx suffered a very serious medical emergency that landed him in the hospital.
Jamie then revealed that Nick Cannon used to stay at his house when Nick was only 13 years old. And girl, that immediately had fans drawing parallels to the whole Diddy and Usher situation.
I should benefit from it. Nick Cannon used to sleep on my couch. Wow. At 13 years old. Wow. He'd be in one part of the house. He'd be like, can I go back in there? You can't, you can't come in there. He'd be like this, right? He slept on the couch.
Some people started saying the industry couldn't trust Jamie Foxx, and honestly, that sentiment only grew after he made that statement and secretly recorded Cherry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, talking about his players' private parts.
5, 9.5, 210.
5, 9, 210.
441. Okay. 9 and 3-inch hair. 8.5-inch dick.
First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that's prayed, man, and sent me messages. I cannot even begin to tell you how far it took me and how it brought me back. I went through something that I thought I would never, ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates. But to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. I want you to see me laughing, having a good time, partying, cracking a joke, doing a movie, television show. I didn't want you to see me with tubes running out of me and trying to figure out if I was gonna make it through. And to be honest with you,
Now listen to this. Some people genuinely believe Jamie Foxx came back as a clone, or because the tattoo on the back of his head suddenly disappeared.
The clone threw me.
Yes.
When they said I was a clone, that made me flip in the hospital. That's it. These motherfuckers trying to clone me. I didn't have a stroke. So I'm sitting in the hospital bed like these ass, and then I saw me walk into my room. But I'm white, so I see the white me.
But he had a Caesar too, just like you?
All that, the white me.
Okay,
and I'm like, and I'm trying to get their attention,
Yeah.
and no one said anything. And I'm like, that's it. They trying to clone me. This is all the thing. And so the next morning, I was out of my bed. I was standing there like Chris Pratt in Jurassic Park. I was like, what the? Dave was like, what's up, Fox? I said, what's up, Fox? I said, I know what's up. You're trying to clone me. I saw the white clone, and I know why you're trying to clone me and make me white. because I'll sell better overseas and so the kind of so they had to call like my
Psychiatrist.
I had a psychiatrist on board, and I'm sitting in this.
Read your conspiracy
I'm
theory,
thinking
and
I'm a
it's saying
clone.
yes.
And when the psychiatrist says, "Are you all right?" and I says, "Am I all right or am I all white?" I saw what happened yesterday.
Since the Epstein files dropped, Jamie Foxx's name has allegedly been mentioned, and yeah, that raised a lot of eyebrows. So I want to know what y'all think. Did Jamie Foxx cross a line by exposing too many industry secrets, or was his run simply coming to an end? Drop your thoughts in the comments.